Guys, my name's Shannon. I'm one of the admins of the Silhouette Cameo Fun Project Inspiration Group, and today I'm going to show you guys how to cut and roll paper flowers. I downloaded a rosette off of the Silhouette design store. I think it was like 99 cents or something. I hope this is helpful. If you have questions, please comment or send me a message. Thank you. One thing I forgot to mention, you guys, is that when you pick out your cardstock, you want to pick a pretty thin cardstock, because if you pick a thick one, it's going to be one, more difficult to cut, and two, harder to roll and harder to manipulate when you're trying to fan petals out. And also, once you squeeze everything into your shadow box, if that's what you're doing with it, then it won't be very easy to get your box closed because it'll be so stiff. So make sure you're picking a thin cardstock and not a big, thick, textured one. Our Silhouette Studio, you're going to make sure you have your mat there. I use a Cameo 12 by 12 mat. Some people get the big sheets of paper, and you can do the 12 by 24 if you have a sheet that fits that much. I've also seen some people do two 12 by 12 sheets right next to each other on their 12 by 24 mat. Just be careful with that. Make sure everything's lined up in your studio when you cut like that. So first we're going to go to File, then we're going to go to Library, then Recent Downloads, and then I bought the 3D rolled rosebud flower from the design store. And that's the one I'm going to use, and I'm going to put it over here in the corner. Then I'm going to duplicate it over here on my replicate panel, and I'm just going to fill the page. I like the size that the designer made them. When they come out, they fit really nice in a shadow box, so I'm just going to go ahead and keep it like this. If you want them bigger, just go ahead and adjust them. For the shadow boxes I do that have different size flowers, I will keep this size. Then I will just adjust another one and just randomly go about my page, making big and small and just fitting as many as I can on a page. But this is typically the three sizes that I'll do. This 3 by 3 square, the 3 by 9, almost 4 inches. You can do 4 inches, that's fine. And then a little small one that's about 1.5. But for now, I'm doing a shadow box that has all the same sizes. So I'm going to go back and make sure they're all the same size. And then I'm going to send it to my machine. I use a thin cardstock because it's easier to manipulate and it's easier to roll, and it fits better in shadow boxes. So I use the plain cardstock. I use an auto blade, and I use this blade setting on a 3, the speed's a 4, the thickness is a 20, and I double pass. Go ahead and save that, and then I will send this to my machine and show you guys when it's done. Guys, by now all of my stuff has cut out. I have several of these little thingamabobs that we're going to turn into roses. So you might have to work with them a bit to get everything, all the lines separated. I take the end here, and then I take this little tool. I got this from Harbor Freight. There was like a set of 5 pieces. They're, I think, electrician's tools. I'm not sure. I picked them up at Harbor Freight. Most people who do this use a quilling tool. You can find it on Amazon, and it's a really good tool for paper crafting, especially with rolled roses. On this tool, instead of using this pointy side like you'd think, I use this kind of slanted side. It helps keep the flower rolled while you're rolling it. When I try to use this side, it just keeps coming off and I get frustrated. So you're going to take this end, you're going to tuck it, fold it over the tool, hold it in place while you slowly roll the rest of the paper. And here is my point of view. Hope you guys can see that well. So I just keep my finger on it. I roll, 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 keep rolling. Nice and slow. You can speed it up once you're comfortable. Try to keep everything together at the tip of it. Oops. That's okay if that happens. Just roll it on back together. Keep rolling. And now this bottom piece, see how it's kind of flat right there? You're gonna keep rolling till you reach that, and that's actually the base of the flower. So I roll it up to this point. Then I will squeeze the flower, take my tool out, then I just fold this to make it into the base, and then I just kind of let my flower unravel. And this is what it looks like. It looks pretty tight the first time you do things, but just let it kind of unravel a bit. You can take your little fingers in there, or if you have tweezers, and work with the middle of the flower, and then it ends up looking like that. And you can leave them like this, but I prefer to hot glue them. So I will roll them all, set them aside, and then once I'm done with everything, that's when I bring out my hot glue gun, and I just put a little dab of hot glue right in the base of it, and just press the flower bud together for a few seconds, and then move on to the next one, and it keeps everything nice and tight and together. And if you like it like this, you can keep it. I like it like this. If you want the flowers more fanned out, like the petals, you would just gently bend the petals back. And if you have a nice thin paper, it works well. If you have thick paper, it's kind of hard to do. But here's kind of what mine look like when I fan the petals out. I hope this is helpful. If you guys have any questions, please just comment below or send me a message and I'll be happy to answer. Thank you.